Dozens of banks and credit unions are hacked across the United States here within the last 24 hours. Is your money safe? I'll give you the details of that here in this video, as well as former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House, says he's fed up with Congress and he's retiring. He's done with the BS. Take a listen here.
17 years ago, I was elected to a seat in Congress that I couldn't get an internship for. Today, I sit here having served as your whip, leader, and as the 55th Speaker of the House. As the son of a firefighter from Bakersfield, my story is the story of America. For me, every moment came with a great deal of devotion and responsibility. Giving my best to all of you has been my greatest honor. I'm proud of what we have accomplished. We won a House majority twice. We elected more Republican women, veterans, and minorities to Congress than ever before. We reduced the deficit by over $2 trillion while protecting the full faith and credit of our nation. We kept our government operating and our troops paid while wars broke out around the world. Traveling the country and serving with all of you, I have encountered far more people that want to build something than those who want to tear it down. I have faith in this country because America is more than a country. America is an idea. Today, I am driven by the same purpose that I felt when I arrived in Congress. But now, it is time to pursue my passion in a new arena. While I'll be departing the House at the end of this year, I will never, ever give up fighting for this country that I love so much. To all those who have supported me through the years, especially our constituents, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We did our part. And when the stakes were the highest, we rose to the challenge. We were willing to risk it all, no matter the odds, no matter the personal cost. Simply put, we did the right thing. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
You can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I think Kevin McCarthy did a pretty good job with what he had to work with. Remember that nothing will pass ultimately unless you get Democrats and Republicans to pass it in the House. Republicans can pass things in the House. You need Democrats support in the Senate, and you need ultimately the president to sign it, or else nothing will pass. You can try to strong arm Democrats. Remember, I'm not really from either side, but I just look at things realistically. I consider myself a realist. This is just how things work. And we've even seen a lot of Republicans say here that nothing has really gotten done here recently because Republicans can pass bills on their own, but unless they get some Democratic support, unless it's somewhat reasonable, it's not going to go anywhere. And you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, but I think a lot of people are fed up with the BS in Congress. You gotta work within reason to get things done. You can let me know your thoughts here. The U.S. State Department says that Hamas is refusing to release some women hostages to prevent their sharing of horror stories of captivity. Israel says that 18 female hostages remain in Gaza, most of whom were taken from a music festival. We've also seen here or heard some stories that Israel doesn't want to release some of the bodies. And I think that this is because of what we will find out from the bodies, how they were killed. And this is because of the brutality. And I think that at least to some people that know or are actually looking into some of this stuff, the horrors of what is actually happening to these hostages, or even just the stories of how this has even happened. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't pay attention to these details. This is a terrorist organization that we're dealing with. Putin actually took a trip. You could see here Putin to discuss the war. Remember, he's an ally with Iran. Putin to discuss Israel-Hamas war during a quick trip to Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. He arrived in the Middle East flanked by Russian fighter jets. Interesting, huh? Yeah, he landed in Abu Dhabi Airport in the UAE under protection by 4 Su-35 Russian fighter jets. He is now headed to later meet with the Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, to meet with him later on. His visit to the Middle East is in defiance of the ICC, the International Criminal Court, warrant which seeks his arrest for deportation of Ukrainian children from Ukraine, in which Russia has actually admitted to taking 700,000 children from Ukraine, taking them from their parents and their family, taking them out of Ukraine into Russia, and probably will never see their families again, at least a large majority of them. Just imagine if you're their children, you are those children or their families. Unbelievable. Putin will probably one day put those children, when they grow up, on the front lines of the Russian army into his army. Vladimir Putin just urged women in Russia to have as many as 8 children after so many Russians died in his war with Ukraine. He wants to replenish them so he can continue on killing them in his future wars. Yeah. Also here, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has the exact same mentality. He was actually seen crying while pleading with women to have more kids. Here, within the last 24 hours, Kim Jong-un was seen dabbing his eyes and crying with a handkerchief while imploring North Korean women to have more babies, as apparently the North Korean birth rate of 1.8 children literally brought him to tears, as he realizes that this is not enough birth rate for them to feed their war machine. This is what these dictators is going on in their minds. Also, a new ransomware attack takes down systems at 60 credit union banks across the United States here. Is your money safe, and how big does this go? How far does the rabbit hole does this go here? Yeah, dozens of credit unions across the country are dealing with outages due to a ransomware attack. Credit unions reported the attack affecting part of the Trellens, a cloud computing firm used by many credit unions across the country, aka the banking systems, money. We don't even know the full extent of this quite yet. At least 60 credit unions have already been affected. At least one credit union in New York is facing outages due to the ransomware attack, says online and mobile banking are down, but that other services like debit cards are working normally at least this one bank. The National Credit Union Association said the accounts of all customers are safe and are federally insured up to $250,000. Recently, hospitals, fuel pipelines, and schools have all been disrupted by ransomware attacks that lock up files unless somebody pays up. Also, we're starting to see mortgage rates decline as bond markets are starting to see Fed rates being lowered in early 2024. So even though the Fed hasn't actually lowered interest rates, mortgage rates are actually coming down, which is this is an interesting thing in the market. So even though the Fed hasn't lowered interest rates, mortgage rates are actually coming down via the banks that actually distribute the mortgages are lowering the rates on their own. Mortgage rates are nearing 7% again as a big rally in the bond market tied to Fed rate cut bets give home buyers a much needed boost towards year end. And we've also seen, I reported this in a previous video, a large stock market rally here. November was actually one of the best months, best November months here in a long time, actually. Stock market highs were actually at yearly highs and almost or close to all-time highs in the stock market as well. Wait till we actually see the Fed starting to reduce interest rates. Probably will get even better. Of course, who knows? You actually predicting the future. We'll see, right? Predicting the future is just that, predicting the future. But I will keep you up to date here on all this. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Thank you for hitting the like button for us, sharing these videos. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any new videos. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click here to see the FBI warning of new attacks on U.S. soil, or click here to watch my newest video next. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.